I know for those of us who have been in Toastmasters for a while, when we hear someone's going to speak on the Successful Club series or the Better Speaker series, I don't know about you, but my brain kind of turns down a little bit. So I promise you that I will try to keep this as interesting as possible. In order for Toastmasters to be successful, they've identified 4 areas that clubs can focus on in order to grow and maintain their growth. Those areas are finding new members, how to attract people to even come to the club. And for us, because we're virtual and in person, we're giving people options. Once they come, how do we close the sale is what they're calling it. How do we convert them to actually join as members? How to be a distinguished club. So for the members who are already here, how can we be a strong club that isn't constantly struggling? And then how do we educate our members, because they're joining for a reason, which is usually to improve their public speaking and to grow their leadership skills. How can we educate those members and help them achieve their goals as to why they even join the club? What I'd like to do today, excuse me, is to address each of those 4 things with some ideas that I have that I just came up with last night at 10 o'clock at night after going to a softball game. As far as finding new members and attracting new members, I think Rick is really the master at doing this. He brings Toastmasters into conversations with customers he meets, with his employees. There's often times where I'll be at a store or somewhere in public, and I talk to somebody or I see somebody who seems driven, and I want to tell them about Toastmasters, but it doesn't really come into the conversation. And often I've wished we did this for a while, so this isn't really a new idea, but I wished I had a business card or something to say, I'm in this club. I think that you might really like it. Why don't you check us out? Here's the Zoom link. Here's the meeting location. Check us out. And I'd like to be able to hand out little business cards that I could just keep in my wallet, maybe 3 or 4, and then replenish as needed. I think for me, that's a nice way to at least introduce the conversation and then give them something tangible, so you don't have to rely on their memory to think, oh yeah, Thursday, 7 a.m., Charlie's. Give them something tangible to take back with them. So finding new members really is not just Rick's responsibility, it's everyone's responsibility. We've been saying that for 20 years, for 25 years. Think of other ideas that you might have for how we can attract people to even come visit. And then I really don't like the phrase closing the sale. And I don't even like the phrase getting them to join. I think that before I joined Toastmasters, I was extremely afraid of public speaking. I didn't really want to go, but my manager was encouraging me. And I remember thinking, I'm not going to join. No way am I going to join. After the first meeting, I remember leaving thinking, well, they clap a lot and that wasn't so bad. So I might go back, but I'm not going to join. And I did go back, and then I did join. And the rest is history. I did visit other clubs, and I've realized, and Nee has visited clubs around the world, every club has its own personality. I don't want somebody to join our club if we don't fit what they're looking for. If they're not the right fit for us and we're not the right fit for them, we shouldn't close the sale. I don't want to sell somebody a car that they don't want to drive. Encourage people to go visit other clubs. I really believe, especially where we are in Rochester, if you visit other clubs, you'll want to come back to Chamber Toastmasters. That's what I did, and I think that's what others would do. So my advice here is to be patient. The Distinguished Club Series, how do we build a strong club? There's education for officers. It really is encouraging everybody to take a role. I've been an officer in the past. I've been a member for many years. Everybody contributes to the success of this club. So that means doing speeches out of pathways. It means officers attending training. It means volunteering to be an officer if you have the time and capacity to do that. We're not here to stretch everybody so thin, but if you've got time and capacity, become an officer. And then finally, how do we educate new members? Pathways itself is very complicated. We really do need a lot of hand-holding right up front. I think if we don't get people into pathways right away, we may never get them into pathways. Those four components really together is what have made Chamber Toastmasters such a strong club. And I do believe that there's a lot more ideas out there. Share with your officers if you have them. And thank you for your time this morning.